Smart people don't usually fail because they lack ability. They fail because their mind never learns how to stay in one place. A sharp mind can see 100 ideas, 100 opportunities, 100 ways to start. But that same mind also sees 100 ways to escape the hard part. So the focus disappears. Not because they're lazy, not because they're incapable, but because their attention gets pulled in too many directions and discipline never gets trained. And that's what this conversation is really about. On this channel, Discipline Wins, we talk about a simple belief. Your future is not decided by intelligence. It's decided by the habits you repeat when nobody is watching. If you value conversations like this, subscribe. Not for motivation, but for reminders that keep you honest. Because the real problem with smart people losing focus usually starts in very small moments. You wake up in the morning. The alarm goes off. You know you planned to wake up early. You even told yourself last night that today would be different. But your brain immediately negotiates. Just 10 more minutes. You hit snooze. 10 minutes becomes 30. Now the morning feels rushed. Your energy is lower. Your focus is weaker before the day even begins. Then, sometime later, you open your phone for a quick break. You scroll TikTok, then Instagram, then maybe YouTube. Suddenly, an hour disappears. And the strange part is, smart people know this is happening. They're aware of the wasted time. They feel the quiet frustration in the background. But awareness alone doesn't stop the behavior. Because the real issue isn't intelligence, it's self-control. Smart minds often become experts at explaining things. They understand productivity systems. They watch videos about focus. They read books about habits. But understanding something is not the same as training your behavior. Your brain doesn't change because it heard a good idea. It changes when it repeats a difficult action again and again until it becomes normal. That's where most people stop. The first 2 weeks are exciting. They wake up early. They go to the gym. They eat clean. They write their goals. Then life pushes back. Work gets stressful. Sleep gets shorter. Motivation fades. And suddenly, the same person who felt unstoppable 2 weeks ago orders fast food at midnight, skips the workout, and quietly stops showing up for the goals they promised themselves. Not because they forgot the goal, but because discipline was never built. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of smart people rely too much on feeling ready. They wait for the right mindset, the right energy, the right mood. But discipline doesn't wait for mood. It acts anyway. It wakes up when the alarm rings. It closes the social media app when the brain wants another dopamine hit. It finishes the work even when the excitement is gone. And this shift is not dramatic. It's actually very quiet. Imagine this moment. You're sitting at your desk. There's something important you need to do. Maybe studying, maybe building a project, maybe preparing for a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Your brain suggests an escape. Check your phone first. Watch one video. Start later. This is the moment where most focus gets destroyed. Not in big failures, but in tiny decisions. And the disciplined version of you doesn't feel heroic here. They simply pause, notice the impulse, and choose the harder action. Not perfectly, just slightly better than yesterday. Because focus is not built through big bursts of effort. It's built through thousands of small corrections. Closing the app, standing up for the workout, having an uncomfortable conversation, doing the task you wanted to delay. Over time, something interesting happens. Your brain stops negotiating as much. Not because you became more motivated, but because it learned that excuses no longer work. And that's when real confidence starts forming. Not the loud type, the quiet kind. The type that comes from keeping small promises to yourself. Waking up when you said you would. Working when you planned to work.
stopping when distractions appear. This is how identity slowly changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries to be focused. You become someone who protects their attention. And once that happens, intelligence finally becomes useful again. Because now your ideas don't just start, they finish. Your plans don't just excite you, they grow. Your goals don't just live in notebooks, they move forward, day by day, slowly, quietly, with discipline doing most of the work. So if you're someone who knows you're capable of more, but keeps losing focus, don't question your intelligence. Question your daily decisions. Look at the mornings you delay, the hours you scroll, the workouts you skip, the promises you quietly break. That's where the real battle is. Not in talent, not in potential, but in the small choices repeated every day. Because in the end, discipline isn't something you feel, it's something you choose. And those choices, repeated long enough, quietly shape your destiny.